let's just start with a really scary question. If YouTube deleted your channel tomorrow, gone, how much money would you actually lose? And I'm not just talking about ad revenue for a month. I mean the whole thing. What's the real damage?
Well, the reason that question is so scary is because of this really tough truth that every single creator has to face. That audience, the one you've poured your heart and soul into building, you don't actually own it. You're just renting it. That's a terrifying thought, isn't it? And if you want to understand the huge shifts that are happening right now, the ones that are shaping the future for all of us creators, well, this is a good time to make sure you're subscribed. We do deep dives like this all the time.
All right, so let's get into it. We're going to break down this massive, fundamental shift that's happening for creators. It's all about moving from that shaky ground of renting to the solid foundation of owning. And it all comes down to something called the tokenization of influence.
Okay, so first things first, we have to really dig into why the current system is so, well, broken. Why is renting your audience such a dangerous, fragile place to be?
You look at your dashboard, right? You see that big, shiny number, 50,000 subscribers, and you think, wow, I have a direct line to all these people. But the reality is, you don't. What you actually have is a list of 50,000 people that the algorithm might show your content to. You don't own that list. You're basically just playing the lottery every single time you hit publish.
And that permission, it is so fragile. At any moment, for pretty much any reason, or sometimes no reason at all, it can just be taken away. We've all heard the horror stories, haven't we? A channel gets demonetized out of the blue. Mysterious shadow bans that kill your views. Your reach just falls off a cliff. Or worst of all, your entire channel gone overnight. That is not a stable career.
So, okay, if renting is the problem, what's the solution? What's the alternative? Well, it's about turning that fragile, fleeting attention into something solid, something real, turning it into equity. And that's how we build a much more powerful model for the future.
I want you to just pause and think about this for a second. What if your channel wasn't just this thing that spits out content? What if it was a real, tangible asset? Like a house or a stock, something you actually owned, something that had real value that you could build and grow.
This is where the big idea comes in, and it's powered by Web3. It's a total structural change. We're moving away from those old school vanity metrics like subscribers and likes, and we're moving towards something new. Token holders and stakeholders. These aren't just viewers, they're investors in you. And that is how you turn attention into real equity. Now I know personal token can sound super complicated and techy, but let's just strip it all away. It's actually really simple. Think of it exactly like this. It's shares of you. It's like buying a share of Apple or Tesla, but instead people are buying a share of you, a small piece of your brand, your future, your potential growth.
And this is the magic, right here. This is how you change a passive audience, people who just watch, into a truly invested community. Because when they hold your token, they get real perks. We're talking exclusive videos, access to a private Discord, actual voting power on what you do next, early access to your products, and maybe even a piece of the revenue. They're not just watching anymore. They are literally, financially, and emotionally invested in your success.
Okay, so right about now you might be thinking, this kind of sounds familiar. Isn't this like stuff that's already out there? And you're not wrong to think that, but there is a crucial, absolutely game-changing difference. And yeah, this is the #1 question people ask. Isn't this just a complicated version of Patreon? It's a totally fair question, but the answer is a hard no. It's fundamentally different. Just look at the breakdown here. Patreon is a subscription. You pay a monthly fee for access. That's it. A creator token, though, that's ownership. The value isn't a monthly bill that goes away. It's an asset that your fan actually holds in their wallet. And the big incentive isn't just getting a bonus video, it's the shared upside. When you succeed, the value of their token can go up. If you win, they win. That simple shift in psychology, it changes everything. So let's zoom out and look at this from a pure brass tacks financial perspective for a sec, because that's where you really see how massive this shift is for the entire creator economic.
Here's the thing. For years, social capital has been massively undervalued. Creators build up this incredible amount of trust, attention, and community, but it's always been super hard to put a real dollar value on that. How do you put community trust on a balance sheet? Well, this new model finally solves that.
I mean, this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Think about any other high-value profession. Athletes,
They get massive contracts, which is a form of equity. Companies have shares, startups give out equity. And creators, who literally command the attention of millions, we get views? It's just a broken model. It makes no sense, and it doesn't reflect the true value being created.
But Web3 gives us the tools to fix this. It's an evolution. Right now, you're a brand. But with this, you can become a protocol, a system with its own rules and benefits. And from there, you become a legitimate financial asset. You basically become your own little economy.
Okay, before we get too carried away with the future, we need to talk about something that is absolutely critical. This newfound power, it comes with immense responsibility. This is not a magic button you can just press for easy success.
And let me be crystal clear about this. This is not free money. It isn't just cash falling from the sky. This model is about building something long-term, planting a tree, not just grabbing a handful of cash. It's all built on deep trust and delivering real, actual value over time. And trust me, it will absolutely punish anyone who tries to treat it like a get-rich-quick scheme.
The cool thing is, the system has accountability baked right in. See, Web3 amplifies everything, the good and the bad. So if you try to pump up hype without any real value behind it, your token's gonna crash hard. If you disappear after people have invested in you, your reputation is toast, forever, on-chain. This system punishes fake influence just as hard as it rewards the real deal. It is a long-term game, period.
So ultimately, this is the choice that every creator is going to have to make over the next few years. You can stick with the old way, renting your audience, constantly chasing that algorithm you'll never control. Or you can choose the new path, building real, ownable equity, building your own on-chain economy.
Look, the question isn't if this is going to be a big deal. The train has already left the station. The pieces are all moving into place. So the only real question left for you is, are you going to be early or are you going to be late watching from the sidelines while everyone else builds their future?